Okay, we need to talk about how AOC has told one of the worst lies of her career. But before that, we need to go a few years back when you remember that time when Barack Obama omitted AOC's name while endorsing New York Democrats? By this point, I assume that Obama is the de facto master of puppets of the Democrat Party. And having said that, I can imagine, I'm going to zoom in on him. I can imagine that it should be a dilemma. Who's the stupidest, dumbest, and I don't know which est figure of the Democrat Party for him between Kamala Harris, AOC, or Jasmine Crockett. I think the guy is really desperate. I think that he's realizing he's not going to have that mojo back ever again, especially he had seen the writing on the wall with this lady, which I don't think that it's really hard for me. Say, who do you think is, let's say, smarter, Kamala or AOC? I have no idea. I think that one thing is for certain. Any of them is smarter than Jasmine Crockett. But with AOC, before we go into the lies she was saying, she's very bad at lying. This is a clip from Maze, and he collected these clips from her. That I think that it is a great introduction of how coherent is AOC.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. Capitalism isn't. To me, it's an ideology of capital.
I thought that fascist takeover attempts were going to be architected by evil geniuses. I was not expecting how just dumb so many of the people architecting this were going to be, and it does not merit my intellectual respect.
Yeah, it's incredible that AOC calls Elon Musk dumb, as in, yes, that's something that she does. But this is going as far as to Bill Maher himself telling one of his guests, Patton Oswalt, that, AOC would be a better candidate if she wasn't as radical, which, well, it caused a bad reaction. But let's go to the lie itself. According to AOC, she is meeting people all the time, and they want to know how to, leave MAGA and join her movement. I don't know. I didn't know that AOC had a personal movement. I thought that she was a Democrat and that's it. But this is in her own words and in her own face, her claims.
I want to say this right now. I fully welcome Trump voters into our coalition.
What is the coalition? I don't know.
And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but just hear me out.
But it's important that she didn't say party. She said coalition. That is important.
I cannot tell you. It just happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I can't tell you how many times someone has pulled me aside and said either I was once a big Trump voter and a Trump supporter, and I watched Fox News every day, but then I started to kind of expand my world and where I got information, and now I've learned, and now I've changed, and I'm with you.
I think that she can't say that because that has never happened. You know how they say, of all the things that never happened, this never happened the most. But no, I can understand that this can actually happen. Let's be real. Let's be honest. There's always some kind of regret. We can't imagine that every single person who voted for Donald Trump is going to be happy with what Donald Trump is doing. He's doing what he has to do. In some cases, maybe people are disagreeing with him. Maybe he's seeing a few steps down the line, how things are working. But it's not like people are, stopping AOC and saying, oh, save me. Save me from my past bad decisions. I promise to do better with you and your coalition. Again, I really don't, I'm not aware if the coalition that she is talking about is Zohra Mamdani, Bernie Sanders, and herself. I don't know, the more or less most communists people in among the Democrats, and I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, I forgot that Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat, but he's a communist or socialist or democratic socialist. My head hurts. I know that Zohra Mamdani is democratic socialist, and I still don't know what does that mean. And the problem is, I don't care either. All that sounds like red communism to me. So the issue is, in the sense of New York, by the way, I don't know what did New York do to deserve these people. I don't know what kind of people vote for this vermin. This political vermin. There's no other way to call them. And especially AOC, who, yeah, she chose that path. I want to believe that AOC is in fact, modestly intelligent woman who decided to, let's say, fish for the usual victimization, the usual victims, the ones who want socialism. That is kind of the easy path, right? You just have to steer the pot of, oh, poor you, how the government, how the system has failed you. That always worked. That has worked for millennia. So basically, I can understand that you want to take the easy path, not the moral path. So yes, I'm calling her, it would be immoral or amoral? No, immoral. I think that the word is immoral. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because that's the way that we say that in Spanish. Now let's keep watching the clip.
Learn from you, or people who meet me who are really big Republicans now, and they are shocked when they meet me because they're like, you are nothing like I was told you are.
What?
And you start to see the cogs turning, that maybe everything that they had been told from this one channel or this one ecosystem isn't the whole truth. And it is enough to spark a curiosity that makes people want to go down a longer journey of learning.
Well, that's a very bad word salad. Sometimes the word salads can be a little bit, nice to listen to, musical, inspired. But this is a word salad that is like stale, like a salad that you left outside of the fridge for 2 or 3 days, and now it's all so musty and maybe has some maggots on it. That is basically what's going on AOC's brain. But well, and we have this clip also that pretty much represents what she stands for.
We talked about running in 2018 and machine politics in New York City. There's too much money. There's too much relationships. It's too long-tailed. Don't even bother. Don't even bother, because it's just the deck is stacked too high. And we didn't listen. And a lot of times in that moment, it was seen as naive, maybe even politically, uninformed, to try anyway. But we did. And we marched ahead in a distinct rejection of cynicism and a rejection of accepting a dystopian reality in this country.
Oh, and she's cheered and there's people clapping. I don't think that they really get what she's saying, but because, well, what she's saying, it's another word salad. This is what it is. I can understand. I can be empathetic, and I can say that I understand Obama's pain. I mean, this is what did I do to deserve this? Well, you did a lot, Barry, and more, and then some. And I also have another video to make about your wife. But yes, this is very well deserved, and I'm here for it. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.